So you're going to love this one. The boomers are projected to live past 100 years old. I am not exaggerating that. Let's jump into this article. More Americans are poised to live past 100. It could be a lonely future for many of them. Now, keep in mind that millennials and Gen Zers, specifically younger millennials and Gen Zers, are seeing greatly diminished lifespans. They have the lowest lifespans of people over the last 100 years, and yet the boomers are now projected to live to be over 100. This is absolutely insane. There were people who were saying, recently that just when all the boomers are supposed to pass away, they're gonna just like come out with some like drug that allows them to live to be 200. And yeah, guys, this is kind of strange. This is very, very strange, right? Wow. And I did say that there would be some, advancements that would increase their lifespan, but to over 100, Americans are living longer globally than, well, that's only the boomers. The boomers are living longer. People younger than the boomers, specifically younger millennials and Gen Zers, they're passing away rapidly. Even some millennials in their 30s as well. It's pretty crazy. Because of this, we will likely face isolation, which can have a dramatic effect on our health. And it basically says that the house I grew up in once pulsed with the happy chaos of life daily's dysfunction. Today, with my mother as its sole occupant, it's mostly quiet, save for the low volume chatter of a TV that's almost always on somewhere. There are three screens, one in the kitchen, one in the back porch, and a third in mom's bedroom. My younger brother and I each drop in once or twice a week, but she's now 92, so those TVs are her most faithful companions. Dad's been gone for more than 2 decades, and tragically, our middle brother passed away 2 years ago. For mom, who has buried both her parents, a husband, a son, three siblings, several nieces and nephews, and too many friends and neighbors to count, longevity comes with a curse. It is the dull ache of loneliness reflected in every framed photo, every personalized calendar, every faded, oxidized Polaroid snapshot taped to the side of the fridge. They're gone, and she's still here. America is rapidly aging, holding out the pros- holding out the promise of 100-year lives to many more of us than ever before. Globally, the ranks of centurions are projected to increase eightfold by 2050. Eightfold, y'all. Eightfold by 2050. So basically, just 26 years from now. But there's a downside. The risk, even the likelihood that we'll outlast those we care about the most and live out our extra days in social, if not physical, isolation. So the boomers are projected to live past, many of the boomers are projected to outlive their children. Guys, this is what the boomers have done to us. Many of the boomers are now projected to outlive their children. This is psychotic in and of itself. There is something demonic going on here. I don't know, guys. They had to have done a big sacrifice, underscoring how much we need one another and how the interdependence affects our physical and emotional well-being. U.S. Surgeon General Vivek Murthy recently proclaimed loneliness a nationwide public health issue. The WHO has said 1 in 3 older adults feels lonely, and all that solitude is taking a toll on our minds and bodies that experts liken to the effects of obesity and significant alcohol use. The National Institute on Aging says the risk factors of prolonged isolation are equivalent to smoking 15 cigarettes a day and may shorten a person's lifespan by as much as 15 years. Like stress, it can trigger inflammation throughout the body and elevated levels of cortisol and other hormones that can increase blood pressure. Eventually, a significant Eventually, as significantly more of us age into the triple digits, will be more will have more company. But a society where 100 is the norm is decades away, and until then, many centurions have to reckon with some measure of solitude. This is crazy, guys. This is crazy. Why loneliness isn't the same as just being alone? I've been forgotten by our good Lord, Francis John Calmet, the oldest person who ever lived, whose age can be authenticated by record, ruefully said as she approached 122, having painfully outlasted those close to her. A devout Catholic, the woman's the woman some geriatricians named the Michael Jordan of aging often spend her morning in prayer, asking God a simple, plaintive question. One will never know whether he answered. Porquio, why? Most most Americans 65 and older say they'll happily live to 100 and beyond, but only under certain conditions. More than half worry that old age is too risky to be worth the trouble. Loneliness, by the way, isn't the same thing as being alone. Introverts like me can attest to the restorative power for drawing from others to recharge. When I need a break from the rest of you, I go for a long run, solo day sail on Rhode Island's Nagarant Bay, or steal away for some fly fishing, where it's just me and the trout, all solidarity pursuits. But those are personal choices. Loneliness is the inner anguish that springs from craving companionship and camaraderie, only to be deprived of them. Researchers have found evidence of a greater likelihood of sadness, self-control, alt deletion, dementia, Alzheimer's, a compromised immune system, and a heightened incidence of heart attack and stroke among seniors who complain of feeling lonely. Of course, centurions, like the rest of us, aren't a monolith. Some manage to navigate and overcome loneliness on their way to achieving exceptional age. Centurions are vulnerable and resilient at the same time. A team of researchers at Fordham University concludes my grandmother was born in 1899 and passed away in 2003, just shy of her 104th birthday, after a life that touched parts of 3 centuries. Little wonder that her daughter, my mom, is ambient at best as she makes her own easy way along the road to 100. I just enjoy my life, she tells me with a shrug. When your time is up, it's up. That's it. Guys, the boomers live the best lives. The boomers, members of the silent generation, and you can see they had everything. They had everything and they took everything, and they're leaving us with nothing. I said this years ago that they clean the meat from the bone, and they suck the marrow dry, and now they're coming back for the bone. They clean the meat, stripped it of any meat, sucked the marrow dry, and now they are coming back for the bone. This is how bad. This is just to show you who the boomers are as a generation. And now they are projected to live to be over 100. And there were some of you who said this. Some of you called it and said, just when they're all supposed to start passing away, because they're going to come out with some kind of cure that's going to some kind of drug that's going to let them live to be 200 or over 200. And there you have it. There you have it. While people under 40 are passing away rapidly, the boomers are projected to live to be well over 100, well past 100. Do you guys comprehend something? Think about this carefully. The life expectancy tends to improve every certain number of years. At least it's been getting worse for younger generations, but it's increasing rapidly for boomers. What do I mean by this? It's very possible that if these people are projected to live well over 100, well past over 100. By the time that they even get there will probably be so many therapies and treatments that don't exist right now that it will push them to well over 120 or maybe even 200, as insane as it sounds right now. Because we live in an insane world. Like Kevin Samuels used to say, you can't make this stuff up. Guys, don't forget that I have another channel called Angry, where I discuss gaming, anime, geek stuff, nerd stuff, real world stuff, and whatever else interests me. There's a link to a description of the video. Go check it out. Subscribe to the channel. Enjoy the content. And if you're enjoying the content on this channel and you want even more of this content, you can head over to the Men Walking Away channel. I release new videos on the Men Walking Away channel daily, and you can find a link to the Men Walking Away channel in the description of the video. Guys, what do you think about this very troubling news? The boomers are projected to live past 100 years old. I just can't. I mean, it is what it is. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. Let me know if you saw this coming, because many of you said that you saw it coming, and let me know if you saw it coming. We'll talk about it in the comments. This is just something else. Oh, the boomers. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA, Men Walking Away. And cheers.